What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's me and my boy, Willie Bob Stevenson. We're just going to do a little Thursday night forecast. We'll talk a little fantasy, a little gambling, because I know you all are firing up those SGPs as we speak. And we're going to talk a little game flow and see how tonight's game is going to impact both of those worlds. What's going on, Will? How was your day, brother?
Long one, man. Long one. Glad to be here. Finally getting Thursday night football for the second time. It's just good to be back. I'm still happy. It's still like just a good day. I feel like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I couldn't completely agree. It's so funny. It still feels like it doesn't here. It's so funny you said, I said at the other, like football now for grown men for us, the way that, fantasy, gambling, it's just taking over the world. It's literally our Christmas. And it's right.
It
It's
is.
like, I actually feel bad for children because they get Christmas once a year. We get Thursday night football like 16 times. So it's awesome,
my kids
man.
are happy to have me not around them at the moment, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They're teenagers, man. They don't want anything to do with me right now.
Yeah, no, man. I hear you. I hear you. But dude, I'm so excited to talk some ball. So let's jump into it. So tonight we got a really, really good game. I think it's safe to say we got two playoff teams, barring any significant injuries. We got the Green Bay Packers, who are looking red hot at home, versus the Washington Commanders, fresh off an NFC Championship appearance. Very, very interesting game. So go ahead, kick it off, Will. Give me why you think Washington can cover, and then give me why you think Green Bay can cover. I got the spread right now. It's 3, but it's been flickering back and forth between 3.5 and 3 all day.
Yeah.
So go ahead, man. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm with you on the cover is 3, and I'm actually, we'll get back to that there at the end of the show here. But that's I think that's a pretty good bet there. But either way, this Washington team, I think people don't realize how good they are against non-divisional teams. As of, I think last year, since 2024, they've been 9-3-1 in non-divisional. Second best league against the third team in the league against the spread.
That's an awesome stat.
Right, that's like
it's probably because they were a little bit more of a surprise last year.
Probably,
you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I guarantee you, like you go back to 2022 with the Giants, right? Like,
right.
I guarantee you they were like the best team again because nobody saw that coming. So now it's like people might be like giving the Commanders more respect. Because if they go 9-3-1 against the spread this year again, I will be floored. But yeah, very, very interesting stat.
Well, and I think that they deserve the respect. Look at the weapons they have, and you kind of see the same story on the other side of the ball there with Green Bay. Good young quarterback, all these weapons. Now I think Green Bay has more weapons,
Sure.
but Washington is still really staunch defense against the run. They have that Debo addition, who's like it's like the wild card. You don't know where they're going to put him, right? Last week they kind of played him like he played in San Francisco, but
sure,
who knows? They can't keep that up the whole time. Maybe they do. No one knows. It's week 2. No one knows anything really. We don't think we know a little bit,
Right.
But then Jaden Daniels is like, for me, is the main thing here. He's progressing. He looks like he has added on from where he left off last year, and it wasn't a fluke. If the dude stays healthy, the dude's the truth. Coming from an Eagles fan, it's hard to say, but that dude, he's scary. He scares me.
Yeah, man. No, Jaden Daniels is the truth, bro. He throws a pretty ball. He's got a great arm. He's a great athlete. So I agree with you there. And then what I love is that, you could argue Green Bay's weapons are better, but I like that what Peters did was he gets Debo, and then he gets 2 new tackles. He used a first-round pick on Josh Connerly, who I like. I think there's a lot of potential there. I don't know if he'll be good right away. I actually would be interested to see his PFF grade last week versus the Giants, because the one strength the Giants have is their edge rushers and Dexter Lawrence. Outside of that, I don't think they have many strengths. So I'd love to see that. And they also had Laramie Tunzel, which I thought was awesome. And again, like, Peters is actually a good GM, where like Joe Shane is the worst GM of all time, right? So it's like, wow, I have a young quarterback I hit on showing promise. Let me now build a fortress around him and start adding
Yes.
some receivers. Like, bro, yeah, we
Yes.
might like Debo, 29 years old. Okay, maybe not the sexiest in Dynasty anymore. There's definitely some appeal in redraft, right? But in real life, that's awesome. You got him for a
Right.
5th-round pick, and now
Right.
you got Debo running all the underneath routes. And just it adds another dynamic to Washington. And it just shows that, Peters understands the game. So yeah,
Yes.
man, this is definitely um, a better Washington team. And I just think now you have a Green Bay team that significantly improved as well. But
Of
I'm
course.
looking at your notes. So why don't you go ahead and get into that? Now let's talk a little bit why you think Green Bay can dominate this game.
So hand in hand with the Commanders being real staunch defense, especially against the run. Well, Green Bay is the 7th best in rush defense in 2024. It's going to be a battle in the trenches. Tonight's just going to be, I think it's going to turn, it could turn into an air raid. It's going to be a fun game. I don't think this is going to get that Thursday night football spell, right? That everyone, this is going to be a great game. And it turns out to be a dud. This is going to be a fun one. So think back last week. They held, go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
No. Think about last week. They held Detroit to one touchdown, one rushing touchdown, one touchdown, less than 300 yards, and less than 3 yards per. I think it was 2.1 or 2.2 yards per carry. Yeah. So,
dude, Gibbs and Montgomery. I saw this today. I was doing in work. I was trying to do a little bit of preparation for our show, and this is what the biggest takeaway for me was. Montgomery and Gibbs had, I think, 22 carries combined, and it was for under 45 yards. That's insane. Considering Detroit has one of the better, if not best, offensive lines in the league, right? Obviously, them losing their center, what's his name, Ragnow, obviously hurt because we saw that, but still, you shouldn't have regressed that much. So
no.
I want to give Green Bay's defense more of a compliment there, because that's impressive. So,
those aren't scrubs, man. Those aren't scrubs. Those are two running backs who, on either, if they were on different teams, they would be bell cow beasts. They would be
100%, and they're running behind a good offensive line.
And that's where it's line.
That's what was impressive to me.
Right.
So,
right. And then you think about Green Bay too. Micah Parsons, did he play more than 20 snaps last week? I don't think he played more than 20 snaps last week.
Yeah, but I think he played 15 snaps and had a sack.
Oh my God, though, when he hunted him down like that. Oh, when you saw that sack, right?
Yeah.
Oh, back injury be damned. That dude is hungry, and he's going to prove, why he is the best defensive player in the league.
100%, dude. I mean, yeah, Mika is definitely up there, dude. I think every year you got him, you got Bosa, Garrett, and I think you can kind of throw Dexter Lawrence in there if he plays a full year. But yeah, these guys, even Hutchinson, I can't wait to see how. But
it's good to have him back.
Yeah, they're a different breed.
Football was more fun to watch when Hutchinson was healthy.
Yeah. So, you know what? The more I look at this and the more I'm feeling this game, the public is slightly in favor of Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of steam is on our boy Bill, fantasy darling, JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Yeah. I see that his prop, 39.5 is one of the most bet props tonight. Okay. And we're talking about the Packers just shutting down a very elite Detroit rushing attack. I can see Green Bay dominating this game. I could see Green Bay coming out because, watching the Commanders and the Giants last week, I would say that win was more on the Giants being a bad team than the Commanders really taking control and, kicking their ass. So now they're playing, I think the second highest, favorite to represent the NFC at home in Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins this game. I think Green Bay actually comes out and, you hit it on the head. Like, this is going to be a trench game, and I'm going to try to run the ball and dominate you. And who could do it better? I'm going to go with Green Bay here. And how
Okay.
I think this impacts fantasy is I'm actually starting to really like Debo and Ertz.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a game where the Commanders will be trailing a lot. Again, I could be wrong.
Okay.
I think they could be trailing a lot. I think Debo will get volume underneath. He kind of looked like, that receiver that Daniels was missing last year. I think that's why you saw like the Sachias spike at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have an upgrade in Debo. And if you're going to be trailing, because here's the thing, I don't think Washington's going to be able to run the ball that well. Like, this isn't the Giants. This is Green Bay. This is a different team. And you're also missing arguably your best lineman in Sam Cosmi, which I think is big, because that's going to be all the inside runs, right? And I'm not saying their O-line is bad. I don't think it's good enough to dominate this game and just come in and run on Green Bay. Again, I could be wrong. This could be, now that I'm slandering the almighty Bill, this will probably be like his legacy game where he dethrones the Packers, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's it. I don't think that's it.
Yeah, I actually think, dude, I think I'm going to fade him tonight. I'm going to fade him. I want to see it, because this would be impressive. Because the more I look at this, the way this is setting up, if he has a beastly night, he is legit. Because I just think Green Bay at home, great team, great defense. And the best part about Green Bay is it's the coaching, man. Like, that's what a lot of people like. Their coaching is so good. Yeah. So I kind of would fade JCM tonight. I like Debo and Ertz. Like, Debo is like a nice PPR flex. If you're deciding who to put in your flex tonight, you want to get a little, Thirsty Thursday action, as I like to call it, the Thirsty Thursday, Thirsty Thursday flex with Debo. And man, I don't think Ertz is a bad play either. No. I could see Ertz for some reason. Like, again, in theory, like if they're going to be playing from behind, you'd like Terry McLaurin too, right? But I feel like Green Bay is smart enough where it's like they're going to try to eliminate Terry and be like, okay, beat us with Debo and Ertz, right?
Yeah,
and I think Green Bay.
But I don't think they can do that though. Do you think they can eliminate McLaurin? So my point with this is that
I
they
think
didn't really have to use. But they didn't. My thing is they didn't have to use him against the Giants. They didn't have to use him in that play. In this instance, he's going to have to be that clutch. Like last year, remember when it was clutch after clutch after clutch. That was like their get out of jail free card was the deep ball to McLaurin. I see this as a pretty good McLaurin game though. I really do.
It could be,
and less of a Debo game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think one of the Commanders receivers will have a good night. I think just from a sheer game script perspective, I could see Debo or McLaurin getting some volume. Yeah. And I respect your McLaurin play, because it's like,
for sure,
I could easily see myself being wrong, because I think Debo will get the targets tonight just off of game script. But also, Terry McLaurin is the number one there. He's the most dominant receiver they have. Jaden's going to try to get his boy the ball after getting that big contract, right? So I think we like the Commanders receivers. I think that's safer to say. Commanders receivers.
And honestly, I think I like Ertz.
You're starting Terry McLaurin either way,
Yes.
Right?
And I think I like Ertz better than all of them. I think Ertz is my favorite receiver of the night. I mean, maybe not for fantasy, but just for chunk plays, getting the ball, moving the sticks.
I like him for a tight end start tonight. Couldn't agree with you more.
Big time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I do think JCM is a sit. I don't like how the public is just – I get it. I think Bill is good. I don't like this. And again, I could be wrong, and this will probably be his legacy game. I just don't like the game. Like, I don't like how this game is gearing up. I don't think –
the game script isn't going to work for him, I don't think.
I just don't think they're going to be able to run it on Green Bay. We'll see if I'm wrong. I don't think they're going to be able to run it that effectively.
I don't know much of Bill Krosky's college tape as far as receiving goes. I don't know what his receiving play is, but actually when you said you wanted to fade Krosky, I'm 100% with you. I I would fade Bill Krosky and as like a
Eckler
like a
receiving.
flex, a good flex spot there is Eckler tonight, I believe, because
I
the receiving,
like that, dude.
you got the
Yeah.
trenches, and you're gonna have to get rid of the ball probably. And don't forget, Green Bay is losing Zach Tom and Aaron Banks, so you got your right guard, your right tackle. So on the same side, you got two players that have to be replaced on short notice, right? It's a Thursday night game, so how quickly can they get the scheme together in their head and play together with the two people who are going to substitute in for them? I think that I don't know. I think it could be a fun game there, right there on those lines, and seeing what happens.
Wow, Tom's out for this game?
Yeah, I think Tom and Banks.
Wow, can you get confirmation on that? I didn't know that. That's kind of massive.
Yeah, I'll do it now. I
That
thought
makes
I
me
saw it
like
earlier.
Washington a little more now, actually.
Yeah, but still.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, so they're both questionable now. They were out earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that Packers missing Zach Tom and dude, it looks like he is out.
Yeah.
Green Bay will be down starting offensive linemen Zach Tom and Aaron Banks. Wow.
Yep, they're both out.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
that's massive.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we'll get into the the parlays and the picks and stuff, but that's where if I'm a Jacobs owner, I'm nervous to start him today.
I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I think he's the safest player to play tonight. Here's why: volume. I think he's definitely going to score. I think he definitely scores. I think he's going to get close to 20 carries, so the volume will be there. Now, how efficient it's going to be because you're missing the entire right side of your offensive line, TBD, right?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people, take that into consideration. That's kind of massive here, because it's like, how is that offensive line going to look now, versus a good playoff team in Washington, right? But you know what? Green Bay's home. I might regret this one. I think I'm going to stick with the Packers still. Zach Tom is huge, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's massive.
That makes me a little more shaky with my SGP that I cooked up tonight. But
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like,
oh yeah.
If I'm thinking Green Bay is going to smother them, and again, I will say this: LaFleur, I like him. I think he's one of the better coaches in the league. I think he's smart. I remember last year he went into Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee wasn't very good, right? But he went in there with was it Malik Willis? Kicked their butt, and it was all scheme. If you watch the game, they won because of coaching and play calling. So we'll see here, because I still like Green Bay at home. I think the defense is looking good. The offense should still do their thing. This is something we didn't talk about, and this is where this game could really open up. I like Green Bay's receivers, right? I think
right.
Washington's secondary is kind of squishy. You do have Trey Amos, who I like. They drafted him in the second round. Lattimore, he had a good game last week, but we saw at the end of last year he's not the same corner. So I think their secondary is kind of squishy. This could potentially be now if the offensive line, them losing two starting offensive linemen, this could be a Matt Golden breakout game.
Could be.
Matt Golden is a receiver. Again, it's fantasy. Once people have a bad game, people almost write them off instantly. But this is a first round pick. The Packers haven't drafted a receiver in the first round in 20 years. Right. So they see something.
But they
in this
got a
kid.
Stockpile of them somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. You watch this kid's highlights and just the separation is insane to me. So I think he's an elite separator. He could see a lot more work tonight because I thought, I thought Tom was playing. So I thought Green Bay was just going to come out, run on them, control the game, control the clock, things like that. So
that's why I think that it's going to be a bigger, not the stinker that most Thursday night football games are, right? This is going to be, I think it's going to be a blockbuster, man. This will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's a little more exciting. This makes it more of an even bout with the Green Bay Packers right side of their offensive line out.
I'm trying to look up now if Dontavian Wicks, is he healthy? Is he playing? Did he get cleared?
I have no idea. I didn't look at the injury report. That's something I actually should have done.
Well,
let me see.
Yeah, he's clear. He's playing.
Perfect. Yeah,
so you got Wicks, Reed, Dobbs,
Kraft.
Golden, Kraft.
That's
Which one do
yeah.
you cover? Who do you
Well,
cover?
that's
And
what
then
I'm saying.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. This is why
Who
I
do you
still like
cover?
I still like Green Bay tonight. I really do.
Yeah, yeah. I get
I
it.
like the energy they have, and I think this was an easier bet with Zach Tom, but even without him, I will still be leaning Green Bay. All right,
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna dive into all of your messages in a second. Me and Willie Bob, we're gonna go over our SGPs for tonight. Again, sprinkle lightly. This game, again, interesting game. This could go either way. You know, we're just trying to have some fun. So, do you want me to rip
Yeah.
mine first, or you want to rip yours?
Go ahead, man. I'll look at some of these questions.
All right, man. So I got a 4-leg SGP tonight, gentlemen. I'm gonna go with I got Green Bay -3. I'm gonna ride with the public. I hate it. I do look, these are both playoff teams, and I would not be shocked if the Commanders won, right? But just the way Green Bay's playing, the coaching, I like Green Bay here at home. I like Parsons. I think we'll see more snaps tonight, right? Maybe we'll see more of a bigger impact because he's just chomping at the bits to get in there and just make Dallas look bad. So I'm gonna go with Green Bay tonight, and I'm gonna take Josh Jacobs the score, and then I'm gonna go with Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt under 38 and a
Oh,
half rushing yards. I'm going to take his under. You heard me say it. I'm going to fade the greatest running back of all time, fantasy darling, Bill. I'm going to
yeah.
do it. I'm going to wear my hazmat suit. I'm going to go in and I could just see Green Bay dominating this game, stopping the run, making Jaden Daniels throw it. And that's why I
Yeah.
said I don't think you could eliminate Terry McLaurin unless you have like a Patrick Surtain on your team, right? But I think you could do a better job at focusing on him and
Yeah.
containing him and be like, okay, beat me with Debo and Zach Ertz, right?
Yeah. I don't know there's much that contain Terry McLaurin if they want to get him in there, but I see what you're saying. I mean, the scheme makes sense. But I don't think like containing him is like containing a feral, I don't know, rabbit.
I got you.
Good luck. Good luck.
And then my last leg, this one is I'm nervous. I'm definitely nervous about with Zach Tom. So if you want to be safe, go with the first 3 legs. But I'm gonna take Josh Jacobs over 78 and a half. I just feel like volume, he's gonna get the volume tonight. And if you look at Josh Jacobs like stat line last year, this is a really respectable line.
Yeah.
This is more of a coin flip. I'm basically going to go with my gut here and go with the game script that I think how it's going to unfold. And I could see it being a big night for Josh Jacobs and them just trying to run the ball all over Washington. And that parlay
Yeah.
is plus 425. And then Willie, go ahead and read your SGP, and then I'm gonna start fielding these questions real quick.
I'm gonna pull some questions up now. So if
You
you're
wanna
here
do
and you got a
that?
question, yeah. So stick around. We'll answer the questions, and then
Oh, we
if
got
you want to
some.
pull them up,
I
if you
got
want to
some.
pull
Hold
them
on.
up,
Yeah, I got him up. Let me see.
go ahead,
Mike
pull them up. We'll
Goldfeld.
answer them. So if you wanna stick around, we'll answer the questions, and then we'll give that last same game parlay, which is gonna be pretty juicy compared to
That's
yours.
the
It's
money
gonna
maker
be
because
like
that's Willie Bob's first one. Let's ride. All right.
Yay.
First question. Need your help. This is Michael Goldfeld. Need your help. Start Debo, JMO, or Ricky Rolex. Brother, the way you asked that question, you already know the answer. It's Ricky Rolex.
Yeah.
I will take him with Mac Jones. It's in New Orleans. Either way, even if it's home, they're facing the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I'm like Mac Jones. Look, we saw Brian Thomas at the end of last year with Mac Jones. Brian Thomas didn't look bad, right? So like he could get his playmakers the ball, and that's all that matters in fantasy. I don't need Mac Jones to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I just need him to come in and feed his best player the ball. So I like Ricky Rolex in that spot. You got any input?
Well, as always, if you ask a question like that, like it's always important to make sure we have some context. What's your scoring? Who are you starting? What's your starting lineup look like? What's like the spread look like for you against your opponent? Because I think the safe spot, and I think the ceiling spot might be Ricky Rolex. it's a close second with JMO though. I know it wasn't great week 1, but I think this week he's going to have a much better showing. I'm not a big believer in Debo this week. I'm not saying I'm not season long, but I'm with you though. I think it's Ricky. It's got to be Ricky now, unless it's like there's some crazy scoring, but that's where the context comes into play. So hit us with your context. If you want to reshoot that one back out with the context of what's going on with your team, we'll give it another shot. But I'm with Ricky though. I'm with Ricky on that one though.
Hell yeah. Then Trone Forst, you received a trade offer giving you Derrick Henry and Devontae Adams for CMC and DK. A little nervous about CMC's health. Would you do this trade?
Derrick Henry and Devontae Adams for CMC and DK.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
DK is, I know, I'm leaning yes, because if you're playing devil's advocate, what are you losing? Like, DK is 1,000-yard receiver, probably 8 to 10 touchdowns with Rodgers, and then CMC is a top 10 running back, definitely, if he stays healthy. But
so you make a lateral move.
Henry, I just think Derrick Henry is like, until he gets hurt or slows down or God intervenes, I think you just want to have Derrick Henry on your team right now. So, I see. He gets Henry and Adams, and I think Devontae.
I hear you on that, but go ahead. Sorry.
You lean the other way.
I do. I lean the other way
because you trust CMC though, even with
no
what happened last year, and now he's already kind of talking about there was a scare he was going to miss week 1. And he's like, oh, I'm fine. But it's they weren't truthful about it last year. So why would they be truthful about it this year? Who knows how, annoying this injury is and when it's waiting to explode. I'm with you. I'd rather have DK over Devontae this year. That's easy. Yeah. After week 1, if there's any indication, is that Rodgers isn't that bad. It was the Jets, right? This also is his last ride. So he's going to, try to air it out and prove everybody wrong. And he's going to throw the ball to DK Metcalf, who had a pretty good game versus Sauce Gardner. So, but yeah, the whole thing comes down to does CMC stay healthy? Because then it's if Devontae Adams doesn't at least turn into a wide receiver 2, and again it's week 1, it could be the Devontae game next week, right?
Correct.
He wins that trade if Devontae Adams starts producing, in my opinion. Sure. And it's a little bit of a safer side. I mean, dude, that's actually tough. Because now, on paper, he's winning with CMC and DK.
Yeah, that's where I'm sticking because
but then after watching Derrick Henry Sunday night, it's dude.
Sure. But here's my thing. One, Trone, if you can give us your other running backs and wide receivers, maybe that helps a little bit too. But I got to stick with CMC and DK. DK,
I think I'm going to go with you here, man. I'm going to give CMC his respect.
CMC he's fine. He's healthy and he's gotten the whole year off to just rest and relax and heal up.
If he gets hurt, you're so mad. You could have had Derrick Henry.
Yeah, send the hate mail to at Pete Nova.
You know what? Yeah. Exactly. You know what? I'm just gonna go the opposite just to be devil's advocate. Yeah. I'm gonna take Derrick Henry I want this side just because I feel like receiver is just it's a deeper position than running back.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting with Derrick Henry this year, and that's a top 3 running back finish. I can't say that for CMC.
Actually, let's think about this. So so he's receiving a trade offer, giving him Derrick and Devontae for CMC and DK.
Right.
So DK, I think DK is going to have a hell of a week. It's a revenge game in Seattle. Hold. Why don't you hold? Right? Let DK go off this week and see what else you can get. Maybe you can upgrade Devontae Adams to something else, or maybe you can get another piece, that you want there.
Look at Willie Bob, bro. I love it.
I think you can do cerebral.
Better. That was very cerebral, bro. Good.
Yeah, I think you can do better.
You got the look ahead, dude. He's looking ahead at the schedule. Awesome call there, man. You got DK in Seattle. Rodgers, they're already scheming up a plan to get you the ball. Love it, brother. Love that play. Very sharp.
Was a real
what? Yeah, Trone. Sit tight, brother. Hang on to CMC because CMC's a top 5 running back too. We're gonna pray he's healthy. What I would do though is if you stay on this side, because right now you're winning, even though Derrick Henry looks like the greatest fantasy player of all time right now, you're still winning this. Your side is still the winning side. I would just make sure you get Brian Robinson. Like if I own CMC in fantasy,
Yeah.
I want Brian Robinson. Just
100%.
because I know there's very few handcuffs in fantasy football where you could say, all right, this dude is going to be a bell cow on an awesome offense, right?
Yeah.
Brian Robinson is one of them. So definitely would get Brian Robinson and hold your side right now. Willie Bob, awesome analysis, bro. That was
Thanks,
great.
brother.
All
Hey.
right, let's see.
Broken clock is always right.
Yeah.
Twice a day, right? Once a day, twice a day. I don't know. Depends.
Mika Mitchell asks, how do you all think Terry does tonight? I think he has a mid to good game just because I think Green Bay kind of controls this game. I'm not going to say dominate. I think they'll control. I think the Commanders will be down more than they will be up. And I think they're going to be in throwing mode. I could see it weirdly being a Debo game, like a good PPR night for him. Willie Bob thinks it's going to be Terry. I think Terry will at least, have an average game. So, yeah, he's a good start tonight. PPR, Crafter Andrews.
Craft.
I'm going, yeah. Yes, sir. I love it. That was one of my, I love to, if I punted on tight end this year, I took Kraft later.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
hopefully it's not like to the point where like Green Bay doesn't have to throw that much, but yeah, I want Kraft there. All right.
Oh, yeah.
And then Trone Force asked again. My other roster is Jaden Daniels, Tyreek McLaurin, Barkley, Goddard, Travis Hunter, Cup, Jalen Warren, Eckler, and JCM. That's a great lineup. All right. And then Ralph said, urgent. Should I start Ken Walker or Bill before Thursday Night Football? Oh, ow. That's tough.
Do you have to start one?
Well, if I wasn't fading Bill tonight, I would say Bill, right?
Yeah. But I'm going Ken.
But
you got to go Ken. I mean,
dude, Kenny's matchup sucks. Splitting versus
don't
Pittsburgh.
Go on tilt.
I mean,
don't go on tilt in week 2.
I'm going Kenny. Yeah, you got to go Kenny and just hope
you drafted him for a reason. Hopefully, it holds out for him.
He was graded a top 3 rusher in the NFL.
Yeah.
So if anybody has ability of housing one, it's Kenny Walker. So yeah, give me Kenny Walker there. It's in Seattle. That's going to be a gritty game. Both teams are going to try to do the same thing, run the ball at each other. So give me Kenny Walker. Debo or Barlow 20. Debo or McLaurin for second flex tonight. PPR. Wow. So me and Billy, we're different. I mean, I'm going to tell you to go with McLaurin just because he's the better player, right?
Yeah.
But I don't hate Debo tonight. I think this could be a nice PPR Debo game.
Yeah. I think that I feel like your safer play there is Debo, but I still think the ceiling play is McLaurin. I think he's got some potential to have some big, deep targets and catches, touchdown, most likely.
Absolutely.
At least I think that the Commanders, even though I think they're going to win tonight, I think that they are going to be up against it, and they're going to have to make some big plays. And when they need a big play, who do they go to? Well,
yes, sir.
It's been McLaurin. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'd be funny. Imagine they both have good nights just from playing the
I wouldn't surprise me, man.
Script.
I mean,
yeah, right.
They're gonna shut. They're gonna.
I just think the game script's good for both of them. If they're playing from behind, like I think, then yeah, it's a good game script. And then this is a good one. Pick 2 PPR. This is from 3 pick fail. Debo, Pickens, Ridley, O'Dunes. That one's actually pretty easy for me. I'm going with Pickens and Ridley. Here's why.
Oh.
I think the Cowboys just lost in a tough game to Philly at Philly Thursday night versus the national defending champions.
I missed that game.
Dude, he played good.
Did something happen?
Dak played tough. I liked how Dak played. Now they're playing versus the second worst team in the NFC. Dak owns the Giants. He really uses them as a pad statting, as I used to call it. I think Pickens has a good game. Giants don't have any corner that could cover George Pickens. Not one. There is
Yeah.
not a corner on the Giants that could cover him.
Yeah.
Dallas has a solid offensive line, so I think they'll be able to negate, not negate, they'll be able to kind of equalize the Giants' strength, and Dak will have ample amount of time to, pick apart the Giants. And then I love Ridley this week because the volume he got last week with Cam Ward versus a good Denver defense, maybe arguably the best in the NFL. He had some actually uncharacteristic drops, which was surprising. So this week, much better matchup. I forgot who they are playing. I'm trying to remember off the
Ridley,
top of my head.
the Titans.
Yeah, who they're playing?
Titans are playing
It was a good matchup. I saw
the
it before.
Rams.
Okay, I like that. So I like that matchup.
Receivers,
I like Ridley to have his nice big game with Cam Ward here, because you got Cam Ward. He's got a chip on his shoulder, man. The one thing that nobody can take from Cam Ward is this kid loves football. He wants to be good at football. He's looking to make a name. Yeah, he's looking to make a name for himself. And you know what? I see people already kind of like getting up, bro. It's his first game in Denver. Like, dude, he went against one of the best defenses in the AFC. Like,
and he threw some dimes.
Yeah. So
he was under pressure and threw dimes.
Yeah. And he's on a young Titans team. Yeah, and you know what? Ridley had a big drop in that game, bro. Not saying they would have won. He had a very crucial drop. Yeah. Like, I think it was like under a minute left in the game. It was like a 30-yard, 20-yard catch. It would have put them on, Denver's side of the field. So, yeah, I'm expecting those two to bounce back. And Ridley already sounds like a leader, because somebody asked him about it. And your boys are going to come out and want to fight for you when they hear their quarterback say, well, I'm going to throw an interception at some point this season. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome, man. Yep. Like, you didn't throw me. You didn't torch me. You had my back. So now I'm going to ride for you. So I like Ridley this week.
I like that. Yeah.
And then who are you two? Because O'Dunes is, I like Debo, and I like the way O'Dunes is trending, but I think those two are safe for this week.
I like the way Odunze is trending, but I don't like the way Caleb Williams was throwing. Right. So it's a lot of dump offs. It was a lot of, quick out, he looks athletic as hell. Like he looks like he might have a decent season if he can get some of these passes in. But his legs, he's fast, dude. He looked really fast. But I got to go with, I think, Debo and Pickens. Even though I think it's a McLaurin game, I think Debo is still going to get his and just play here, play there. They're going to need to have something special eventually tonight. I'm going Debo Pickens. I don't like it. No, you know what? I'm going back. It's Debo Ridley.
I love it.
Debo Ridley, because Debo Ridley. That's my final answer.
I love it. Dude, I was actually, while you were saying that, I had one no sweat bet and I threw it in. So I used it as a lotto ticket. I'll share right once we're done answering these last two questions.
Nice.
All right. Should I be looking to trade Matt Golden and RJ Harvey? No.
Well, he also said
should I start Kayshon Boutte over Golden? Yes. Do that. I would definitely trade Kayshon Boutte. I love me some Kayshon Boutte.
Yes,
this kid was supposed to be drafted. It was either him or JSN. Like at the way that year was gearing up and the way he played, he was injured a lot in college. So he felt it was never the talent. And we know LSU breeds wide receivers. Like that's like literally what they do. Look at what they've done so far. Look at the NFL landscape, right? So, you had a first round talent at one point coming from a really good wide receiver school. And now he's kind of like a post-type sleeper because he went late in the draft. Of course, I wanted the Giants to draft him. Like, dude, it's a day 3 pick, man. Just to like take the chance, right? And, Patriots, they did, and it was smart. And I think he's figuring it out. Like he had a real, the Raiders secondary isn't strong, but he had a really good PFF grade. I think it was over an 80. That's really good. Last year he was coming on really strong, and maybe he's finally reaching that first round receiver that we thought he was going to be. Right. That was going to be next to JSN and Quentin Johnston and Zay Flowers, because that's where he was supposed to go, right? Exactly. And a couple of injuries and stuff kind of ruined that. So there is a world where Kayshon Boutte could actually be emerging connected to an emerging Drake May with a really good offensive coordinator. So I would
Yeah.
definitely start Kayshon Boutte, man, over Golden. I would not
Yeah.
trade Golden and Harvey. I love both of those players. Sometimes rookies take time, right? And I've been burned playing fantasy football before where I'll trade one too early and then nothing sucks more than seeing the call you made actually come to fruition on somebody else's team. RJ
Yeah,
Harvey, like I just think RJ Harvey is going to be the main cog in the Broncos offense eventually once he gets going. Like I think he fits the mold to just be a perfect weapon for Sean Payne. Matt Golden, I do think Matt Golden at one point or another will break out and will be Jordan Love's go-to. Because you look at his highlights from last week, he was open, bro. It was not that he wasn't open. So Jordan Love's going to start coming his way because when you do film review, they look at that. You know, they're looking at like, yo, what did I miss on the field? Like, wow, Matthew was wide open. I got to start looking his way a little bit more, right? So that's how I would approach that.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on to your rookie running backs for a little while. You know, don't get too crazy. Golden's going to be fine. I mean, again, it depends on what you're getting in return. But you know, I don't think you need to be worried about trading either of them.
Yeah.
I think we're all caught up on questions there.
Yeah, we're good, man. But I do. Kayshon Boutte is someone I actually am like really high on. I was buying the hype because I watched him dog Marshawn Lattimore this summer. And I knew Lattimore's washed, but I still thought that was like pretty impressive. And I'm like, dang, man, like everything is like kind of like Drake May likes him. Like, look at the end of his last year, right? And he was kind of just like a solid receiver for him in the beginning of the year. And, you know, all the ingredients are there for him to be a really good player. You know, so we'll see. I think at worst, I think he'll have a role going forward, but there's a chance where he could be better than, you know, most of us thought.
For sure. And they have the running game that's going to get better. Drake May looks like he's getting better. And they still have Pop Douglas. So there's not like they can just focus on Boutte. You know, they have to. And don't forget Hunter Henry.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
He's still there, right? He still plays, right?
Well, they got Diggs, they got Kyle Williams.
Like what are you gonna do? Yeah. It's not like they have it's not like the defense are going up like, oh, we just stop this and we end the game. It's not happening. You have too many weapons now, and that'll open up some space for him. I think it's a good call on Boutte, man. He should be great. Great Boutte call.
Yeah, I'm changing all my team names to Getting Boutte.
Getting Boutte.
Hell yeah. Willie Bob, dude, it was awesome chopping it up with you, man.
You want to hit this last parlay?
Oh yeah, dude. So guys, I put it in. I don't know if you can still get it.
Tell me what your
I had a no sweat bet. I put it in. I went Green Bay. I went -2.5. JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Bill under 37.5 yards. And then I went Josh Jacobs 2 touchdowns.
All right. Josh Jacobs 2 touchdowns.
We'll see if it happens.
No sweat. Yeah, I think I do no sweat. So I got to finish my parlay here.
Read it. Hit it off.
Are you all ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Feel free to do 2, 3, 4, add your own thing. But I got Ertz with 25 plus receiving yards. Okay. I think they got to dump off. I think that the pressure is going to get to him. You know, they're going to get to Jaden Daniels. He's going to have to be smart with the ball, and I think that's going to go into Ertz's hands, Ertz or Eckler. But I'm going Ertz 25 plus receiving yards. Debo, even though I think it's going to be a McLaurin game as far as fantasy points goes and like big stats, I still think Debo take the over 4.5 catches, 4.5 receptions. Jacobs. Here's where I differ from you big time. Jacobs. With Zach Tom and Aaron Banks out.
Yeah, it changes everything.
I'm going under 777.
Not a bad bet, dude. It's not his line. He has a very respectable line tonight. I looked at the game log.
It does.
78.5 is perfect. Like,
yeah, I'm going under.
He goes over, like it's just a perfect line. But yeah, no, it's a good.
I'm going under, and the last one is Commanders +3.
I love it, dude. Let's go. I mean,
I think they can win
this game outright.
I think they can win, but if they lose, it's going to be close.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I think that's +1400 on DK. Just saying on draft.
Boy, Devontae, your boy Devontae Wicks with a nice first down. Wait, what was the
game already started? Yeah.
Yeah, what was your payout for that?
+14.
Plus what? plus 1400. I love it, dude.
Yeah, we'll
Great
see.
play.
Who knows?
Absolutely. That's why it's
All
fun.
right, dude.
But all right, guys, thanks
All right,
for
man.
joining us. You'll be seeing me and Willie Bob a little bit more. So, like, probably an hour before primetime games, we might start doing Monday and Sunday night. We got to coordinate with the team. But if you love fantasy, you love gambling, want to get some quick advice right before the game, we'll be here to help you all year. All right, catch you next time.
All right, peace, guys. Thank you.